Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Walking and Rolling Costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time. So I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
We're in the chase format for season number 3. Saturday Night Racing League and the Challenger Series is coming out to the Mojave. It's going to be hot and loud out here at Phoenix Raceway this week. But live here tonight for another rendition of Chase Racing. Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series presented by V-Speed, live and racing. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. Alongside me in the booth here tonight, Dakota Floyd filling in for Jeff Wright. Dakota, you're a champion here in the Challenger Series. What does it take to get it done when you're in a chase format?
Consistency. Got to have a clean car at the end of every single one of these races. It's an absolute necessity. And with a track like Phoenix, where it's gonna be tough to make some of these passes. I was practicing the car a little bit earlier with these guys. It's a very slick racetrack, very loose car. So you just got to be very consistent in this chase, and especially coming halfway. I mean, these guys are gonna be fighting for every last point there is.
98 degrees on the track temperature. Avondale, Arizona opened back January 1st, 1964. It's seen a number of different configurations, but the current one we have, you can cut that dog leg they call there just before that turn 1. And I tell you what, turn 1 and 2, turns 3 and 4, it's going to confuse me all night long, so let's just get it out of the way. The start-finish line was moved. What used to be the front stretch is now the back stretch, and turn 4 is now what I will call turn 2, probably 3 or 4 times tonight. So let's just get that out now. 8 degrees of banking in 1 and 2, 11 degrees of banking in 3 and 4. It's a tough racetrack. I've compared it to similar to a miniature Pocono because all 3 corners are different.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, and I'll probably get lost at some point too, so you're not going to be alone. I do it while I'm on the racetrack. Yeah, I'd absolutely agree. It's very much like Pocono, just a much smaller scale, and every single corner is different. You have to drive each one differently, and like I said, it's going to be hard to make some of these passes for these guys tonight. So track position is going to play very key.
120 laps here tonight. 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. 4 tire sets available with 2 green-white checkers. 80% fuel as we've ran all season long on the iRacing Fix setup. With that, though, it's time to go trackside and get the grid up on the screen. Starting on the top position here tonight with a 27.399. It's the number 79 of Jordan Trask trying to come back and take over this points lead. Philip Brewer, your points leader, will start to the outside about just over 4 tenths of a second with a 27.402. Row number 2 is going to belong to Justin Ritchie. Bryce Shoemaker will start in the 4th position. Top 5 there for Noah Mahalski. Rob Hamp will start in 6th spot. Then you go back to Michael Muncy. His win at Daytona, it's been a drought. He'll start in 7th. Mark Cofield back on the field for 8th position. And rounding out your top 10, it's Brandon Wallace, Judson Curtis, in the 29.
And sitting just outside your top 10 is Tad Dabney with a 27.775 with Ben Lafter to his outside. Followed by John Sanu and Chuck Sweeting having a abnormally far back qualifying pace here, maybe just trying to set him up for the long run here. Sitting behind them is the last car to take a time, Jared Skinner in 15th, and then Tim Shinowski to his outside. Matt Shinowski and Stephen Davis in the row right behind as we get ready to go green here, with Keith Shoemaker, Austin Belkey bringing up the latter half of the top 20, with Chris Rude being the last car on the grid.
So here we go for chase race number 2 at Phoenix Raceway. Jordan Trask is going to lead him into turn 1. Philip Brewer on the outside of the Grippo's 44. Saturday Night Racing League Challenger Series, live and ready to go in the Mojave.
Man, we're already getting crazy here. It looked like they were 3 wide going into turn 1 here.
And problems in the back of the field. That's Judson Curtis. Caution is out on lap 1. The 29 sideways. Tad Dabney there. Chris Rude just able to avoid it. But the 29 car loops it. And we're under yellow.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's a very loose race car, and with a slick racing surface, it's going to be tough to get off these corners without looping the back of the car. And it's just hard to see for this even started. Everyone's so close together. Oh, just catches the left rear of the 20. Is that the 20 car there?
28, I believe.
28. I believe a Christian Key there.
Maybe the 20. Let's just a little further back than I wanted to back it up. So it's actually Cofield on the side of that. I think it's Mark Cofield in the 98, but 28 on the side of that car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe Judson Curtis just gets a little too close entering the corner, washes up just a little too much. I don't know. It looks like Mark Cofield actually was coming down a little bit, and just Judson Curtis couldn't hold on to it and just ends up getting burned.
So to start this one off, Trask maintains the lead, but there was a move there into what would be 1 and 2. I got it right this time. Sent it out a little bit wide, and the 44 of Brewer had actually made it to the inside. I think he would have completed that pass into 3 and 4 had the caution not come out.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. It's going to be one of the main passing zones here tonight, is going under the inside of 3, kind of just hoping that guy on the outside washes out a little bit too much. You get a good run through the dog leg and hopefully clear him into turn 1.
We didn't get to talk about it at the beginning of the broadcast. We were a little bit short on time, but here's the points up on the screen with Philip Brewer 15 ahead of Jordan Trask. So these two definitely aware of their situation. Trask obviously come out to play, did some practice and put his time in to get on the pole, but now it's a matter of maintaining it. I know Jordan Trask is fast at this racetrack. He's had victories here in the past, but maintaining it against Philip Brewer, whose confidence level, once he kind of broke that ice in the middle of the season, he has not slowed down. He has put together a string of wins, and 5 now on the season. Trask with 3. You have Hunter Sr., who's found his way to victory lane most recently. Noah Michalski in there as well. And then you have Brandon Wallace, who won at Atlanta. Chuck Sweeting, who has a victory. Just a lot to unpack here. And then a lot of drivers who haven't won this season up in the top 10. With Caleb Weekly, Ben Laughter, Justin Ritchie waiting for their turn. Could it come here tonight?
It's very possible. I mean, this is a track where you could see some of these underdogs come out into play and have some really good long-run pace. You might see some of that here.
Double file back up on lap number 5. We're going to go back green. Jordan Trask hits the restart zone, and we're back underway. Going to cut it down into turn 1.
You know, I think that's something these guys got to be careful about too, is cutting that dog leg too early. And if you change lanes too early there, that's definitely going to be a big penalty and could ruin your night from the get-go.
Off the corner, side by side for second position. Here's Justin Ritchie. Jeff Wright in the chat.
Tell you what, Justin's not wasting any time.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to mention. Brandon Wallace calling it out. Ritchie may be a spoiler. He's been bad fast here this week. He's going to look to the inside in 3 and 4, which would be 1 and 2. Got it wrong that time. Side by side to the outside now. 44 for second.
Ritchie's got to hold on here. If he can just maintain the outside of the corner there, he looks like he does a really good job. He could get a really good run through 1 and 2 on the outside here and clear him and maybe go after Trask here. And Brewer's doing a really excellent job running that inside, though. Gets a really good run off of turn 2 going into turn 3 here.
Tight battles up here in the top 3. It's single filed out for a lot of this field. You have to go all the way back here to around the 13th, 14th position. Johnson, who just made a pass on Austin Belke.
You know, Johnson is one of those drivers where he's very much long run pace. He's going to take his time. So him sitting back there just biding his time, you might see him shoot up to the top 10 eventually here.
Now a pass for the 3rd spot. Philip Brewer going the wrong direction. As Noah Michalski will look to the bottom, cutting the dog leg.
You know, I think maybe Philip Brewer's just maybe looking to take his time here. Maybe just keep the tires on and don't burn the right front up too much. It is a long fuel run here. I think it's about just a hair over 60 laps, like we talked about. So you're going to be looking to make this a one-stop, so you really, really got to make these tires last that entire 60 laps.
On board with Noah Michalski in the 0-3. Every week we try to bring you driver cameras. Michalski's been kind of hit or miss here with the driver cam. But looks like this week we have it on board with him.
Just absolutely laser focused going down the backstretch here, going into turn 3. Just looking to keep with these top 3 guys. You know, maybe find himself a move late. I think tonight you're gonna see a lot of these guys you saw there. Some are gonna cut the dog leg a lot deeper. Some are gonna barely cut it. Some aren't gonna cut it at all. It's I think it's a lot to do with driver preference. I've seen one work. I've seen the other be better. It's hard to tell sometimes.
The 55 of Justin Ritchie staying on the back bumper for this lead. A pass in the background. It looks like Bryce Shoemaker. Maybe Brandon Wallace making a pass there for 7th spot. I think it was the 99. You also have the 19 and what is the 98. It was the 28 on the car, running in the 8th position. Field starting to spread out in the top 10.
Yeah, and I think once you start seeing this kind of space, you got to get settled in. You know, you're gonna see a long green flag run here. I don't think these guys are gonna get too aggressive yet. It's way too early, and you're gonna start to see these guys that are really good on the long run. They're gonna start making up speed probably the next 10 or so laps.
They were side by side with Darren Skinner, the inside of Chuck Sweeting in 1 and 2, and now completes that pass. Then Laughter, Michael Muncie just ahead of the 7 car. 19 washes up the track at 3 and 4. The 7's going to get another one to the top 10.
Yeah, it looks like you maybe just missed the entry there a little bit. And it doesn't take much going into 3. If you miss your turn in there, the car's just going to wash up all the way to that wall, and you're going to lose a ton of ground. It's hard to recover that back there.
75 of Chuck Sweeting trying to get a position back. The 19 has a little bit of right front damage on it. Watching there with Michael Muncie, and it's been a long drought here. The 19 car had success in the very first race, and since then it's been a lot of DNFs, a lot of trouble in the middle of these races. It just didn't make the cutoff, even with the victory on the season. It was just too inconsistent to make it into the top 12 in points. He finds himself top 12 in this race, losing a spot to Chuck Sweeting off of turn 2.
Yeah, I think it's what makes this series one of the harder ones to run in. You know, a win doesn't guarantee you the chase. You have to race your way in. You have to be consistent all regular season to get yourself in there. You know, guarantee yourself a berth. So even if you do manage to get a win somewhere in the season, it doesn't guarantee anything.
And there's no guarantees for this lead either. 44 Philip Brewer starting to come back. We saw him fall out of the picture there for a moment, as did the 03 Noah Michalski. Top 4 could throw a blanket over it as the 55 of Ritchie cuts the dog leg. Really hard cut there. I think he got a little loose off the exit of 4. He's going to overshoot 1 a little bit here. That might open the door up for the 44 Brewer. It does.
Yeah, Brewer's been looking really good on the bottom. It's hard. It's usually hard to run the bottom here and make some clean passes, but I think he's doing a really good job of really sailing it into the corner, but not overshooting it. So I think you're going to start to see him making a move here, where these guys are just running the top, and he's running an entirely different lane with clean air. You see Phil Brewer kind of opting to go 1 lane up here, but he's looking for an early diamond to kind of get the run off the corner here. But 2 in front of him do a good job. They're still maintaining that space, but I still think you're going to see this 03 and the 44 with long run pace here in the next about 10 or so laps.
79 starting to pull away a little bit here as we have a 3-way battle for second position. Noah Michalski chose that middle line. 44 to the inside of the 55 now.
Oh, that was a big send from Philip Brewer, but couldn't make it quite stick. We're just going to get the run off the corner here and clear him into 3.
Still there, almost contact into the entry of turn 3.
Man, these guys are scrapping like it's the last lap, and we just hit the start of lap 20. We're just, these guys are going at it. They want the clean air, and they want it now.
44 going to try again. Way on the outside. Rob Hamp back into the picture as well. So 5th position.
Yeah, if these guys, if these two keep battling the way they are, it's just going to bring more and more cars into this for the second position here. So these guys need to sort it out quick, because Jordan Trass is pulling out to almost a full second here after a couple laps.
Coming by for lap 21. It's 0.8 of a second into 1 and 2. 79 car, very fast this week. And I made my pick in the chat. I don't know what your pick is here, Dakota, but we usually do that here on V-Speed. We watch the battle for second.
I think my pick this week is going to have to be Justin Ritchie. He's showing a lot of speed. He's putting the work in, and you saw it in his qualifying effort. He's fallen off here in a little bit of the long run here.
A little contact there.
Yep, a little contact coming out of 3 there, going through 4. But that gives Philip Brewer the position to move up to P2. Ritchie looking to not give up, though, looking to ship it on the inside. Couldn't make it stick, and Philip Brewer's clear to second.
23 laps into this race. In just a moment, 03 and Mahalski will look to the bottom, as will Rob Ham, trying to follow him through here. Advantage to the 55 off that exit, but that cut on the 03, he will be to the inside into 1 and 2.
Couldn't quite keep the nose there entering the corner. Ritchie's going to hold on to P3 for now, but no, Mahalski's looking to get around. He's looking to get around soon, so these guys don't run away.
Checking back in with Judson Curtis, who went for a loop there early in this race. He's running in the 15th position now, trying to find out a way around Austin Belke in the 24.
You know, it looks like he didn't get much damage on the car from his spin, or he either got it fixed.
Ritchie cooked his tires, trying to battle for second. Well, he's battling for third now. Fighting hard on the outside.
Certainly not giving up, and the momentum you carry off the outside of the corners here, it's very, very helpful. So it's like I said, it's tough to make a pass on the inside. You could work it for 10+ laps with no success. So it's Noah's just gonna need to slide job or do something to get Ritchie a little bit up further on the racetrack and hurt his run off the corner, because it looks like nothing's working so far.
So it's Jordan Trask with a massive lead, 1.2, almost 1.3 seconds as they go into 1 and 2. Clean Air paying dividends for the 79, so he'll continue to pull away.
Yeah, he's just being able to set his own pace. He's not having to overwork the car through the corners, battling someone who's inside or outside. He's just kind of doing his own thing, and it's really showing on the long run pace here. He's created himself enough gap where he can just manage the tires, force Philip Brewer to kind of push his stuff and burn him up even further.
That's the chess match that you play on this simulator lap after lap. Watching Bryce Shoemaker, and I seem to recall a race here at Phoenix where the 54 was very difficult to pass. I was running in 9th position trying to get around this 54 car, and I think we made contact at least 3 times in this race. He's running 6th spot and catching up to this top 3.
Yeah, I think he's one of those drivers who he just has been biding his time for the last 20+ laps, and I think it's starting to show. These guys up here trying to battle to make these passes, and Bryce is going to come up here. If he can just start picking the right lane, he can pick these guys off one at a time and see himself in the top 3.
Side by side again, Mahalski for third. Has a nose advantage into 3 and 4. Still can't complete the pass.
Nope, just even more of the case. It's just that outside is so good here, and if you aren't perfect on the bottom, it feels impossible. It's one of the most frustrating experiences you can have. Again, Ritchie off of turn 2 with a good run here, but they're going to stay even here. If Noah can have a really good inside turn 3 here, he could clear him. Looks like he's going to, but Ritchie's trying to hang on. He's going to barely clear him going through 4 into the dogleg, but Ritchie's not going to give up here.
Ritchie will get back to the inside, now to the bottom in 1 and 2. Mahalski going to choose that way high line. Almost tags the wall. He's going to get a good exit. Looks like it's over for third.
No, Mahalski finally makes it work. Finally able to get to his Ritchie's outside there, going into turn 1, and he's looking to chase these top 2 cars down, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Through your field with Jordan Trask, Philip Brewer, Noah Michalski, Justin Ritchie, Rob Hamp, the top 5. Bryce Shoemaker, Brandon Wallace, Mark Cofield, and Chuck Sweeting and Laughter in the 64. Last time by, Laughter a little bit slower than Chuck Sweeting.
You know, Chuck's starting to make his way up. He took good care of his stuff, and he's looking to make a charge up. I mean, 6 seconds is a long way up the road, but with how long these fuel runs are, it's definitely possible.
Riding on board here with Ben Laughter, and he had success at our road courses and our short tracks. This is kind of that in-between, that hybrid. So for Ben right now, it's use the brakes in 1 and 2, or actually 3 and 4, and then kind of roll through that 1 and 2 entry, tags the wall there across the start-finish line just before the dog leg, electing not to cut that time. And I think that's where he's losing that 10th on Chuck Sweeting. He's not going down there to that bottom.
Yeah, I think at the point where you have to chase people, I think it's absolutely necessary. You got to get down on the dog leg. And the B car handles the Xfinity car handles that dog leg pretty well. There's some other cars it's really stiff, really bouncy, and it kind of just throws the car everywhere. But this car, you can really get it deep into the dog leg and it'll stick for you. So I think he needs to start getting down there, start recovering some of this time.
We called it the Xfinity car, now officially the O'Reilly's Auto Parts B class.
It's going to be an absolute mouthful, but I just think it sounds better as the Xfinity car. But you're absolutely right. It is now the O'Reilly Auto Parts car. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well, but that's what we got from now on.
We've got a battle for 4th. And got to the outside there for a moment. Richie cut the dog leg, got back there, and Bryce Shoemaker also in this mix. You're allowing Brandon Wallace to catch up from 7th position. So starting to accordion slowly. Contact here into 3 and 4. Hamp gets the pinch from Richie.
Well, I think Rob kind of just sent it in there a little bit too hard and kind of forced Richie up the racetrack there. And I don't think Richie's going to be very happy with that. He's certainly not going to give this position up easy now. He's gonna fight for this every way he can. And it looks like Rob has him clear, not quite. Richie keeps the nose on the outside, and he's going to charge back here into 3.
We're going to see a similar send here from the 18 car that we saw from the 03 and Michalski, but it doesn't work there. Richie got wise to it. 54 really going to cut. We're going to look 3 wide here just before the entry of 1.
We are 3 wide. Bryce getting as low as he possibly can. Rob Hamp washing up into Justin Ritchie once again. We're going to be 3 wide off the exit. Contact between the 54 and the 18. That's going to give Ritchie the spot well clear.
So Rob Hamp bouncing off doors, and the 54 able to get around him.
Yeah, Justin Ritchie being the big winner out of this, Rob Hamp being the big loser out of this. And it's 3 wide into turn 1 is it's always tough. There's a lot of space there, but there's only so much grip, and especially with how slick it is out there. Bryce Shoemaker doing a great job off of turn 2 here on the outside line, looking to take it away from Rob and moving himself up into the top 5.
So the side-by-side calms down a little bit here in the top 5 as Bryce Shoemaker moves himself up 1 position shy of where he qualified here tonight. 54 car started in 4th into the top 5 now. Trying to find the closest battle on the racetrack. Look no further than right behind the 54. The 18 of Rob Hamp was trying to make a move on Justin Ritchie just a moment ago. Just before the 54 started battling with them 3 wide. It'll be a moment before Hamp can get that momentum back. And another close battle on the racetrack is back in the 10th position. You have Ben Laughter, Mark Cofield ahead about half a second, but it's John Sanu, Jared Skinner just behind the 64.
Yeah, I think some of these guys that were playing the patient game, they're looking to move now. So I think, like you said earlier, you got the accordion effect. You're going to start seeing a lot of these guys that started further back in the field. They're going to start pushing themselves up front. You're starting to see some really close battles here, some really good battles. Oh, John Sanu getting a little loose off the dog leg. I think we got someone running the apron into going to
Muncie,
pit road.
3 laps down with damage, coming back to the pits. Michael Muncie in the 19.
Wonder if he's going to look to get that fixed, or he's putting the car behind the wall there. It did, like you'd mentioned earlier, he did have that right front damage, so I wonder if he got that fixed, went 3 laps down. The way this race is looking, it's not looking like we're going to get a yellow anytime soon, so it's going to be tough to make those laps back up.
1.3 seconds maintaining that gap above Philip Brewer. It's Jordan Trask in the 79, looking for his 4th win of the season. Put together a lot here. Trask coming into tonight, 15 points out of the lead. He's going to need Philip Brewer to make a mistake if he wants to make up a lot, but the most laps led, bonus points for leading a lap, and if you get the race win, that's going to chip away a little bit here.
Yeah, I think he's doing everything he can right now. He's doing an awesome job maintaining that gap, if not growing it to Philip Brewer. He's definitely been showing himself a lot more speed with the weeks prior and then coming into Phoenix. So with how close, 15 points could disappear in no time if Philip Brewer has a couple mistakes and finishes, maybe at the bottom half of the top 5 or even outside the top 5. So Trask just keeps executing the way he is. This championship battle will close up very quickly.
But we also have that wild card at Talladega coming up next week, and that could throw away 15 points in a hurry as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't take anything to get caught up on a plate track, and you might see some of these guys maybe that are 3rd and 4th in points. They're not very far out. That Talladega race could really just throw this chase point situation into a tornado.
So approaching halfway through this race. A window here on fuel, and you had a talk there with a couple drivers. When are we looking to come into pit?
You're definitely waiting until after lap 60, if not on lap 60. Fuel tank's looking about 62 laps at most. If you're saving, probably 64 to 65. So you might see some guys try to overcut this, especially with that yellow that we had at the beginning of the race. So I think you don't wait. I think Jordan Trask, the position he's in, he's going to run this tank dry. Some of these guys are going to try to undercut, maybe try to catch a yellow at some point. But I definitely see Jordan Trask being the last car in the racetrack.
1.4, 1.5 going into 3 and 4. Bryce Shoemaker has caught up to Justin Ritchie just before we hit that 10 lap to go mark on pit stops. 54 car looking really fast here in the long run.
He's looking very consistent. He's doing a really great job of just picking these guys off one at a time. It may take 3, 4, 5 laps on some of these passes, but he's staying patient. He's playing it smart, and it's paying off. He started in 4th. He's sitting in 5th, but he's looking to go right back to 4th place here if he can get this pass on Ritchie.
Big run here on the outside of 3 and 4, but Ritchie cutting that dog leg bails him out for the time being. Watching this race line migrate higher and higher in the entry of 1 and 2. Late apex, and that's kind of that Pocono aspect that I was talking about, where you kind of sweep through that part of the track. And it was even better when the start-finish line was where the backstretch is now. It was laid out just like Pocono. You had 3 different corners. You had a really steep bank into turn 1. And then you had that kind of tunnel turn where you could cut through and make up a lot of ground. And then this long, flat corner where if you did it just right, you could set up a lot of speed for the straightaway. It's the same format, but it's still really technical, and this racetrack has a lot of unique characteristics. We're seeing it here at play for the 4th position.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just really pays to the strong skill set that, a lot of these guys that are really good at the short tracks, they're really able to do well under the braking zones and run different lines to just kind of find that grip that they need to make these hard passes. Oh, Justin Ritchie hard into the wall coming off of turn 2, and that bleeds 2 spots, and that gets Bryce Shoemaker clear.
It's going to allow Chuck Sweeting into this battle as well. 55, hemorrhaging positions just before pit stops, trying to do anything he can to stay in this talk for the race win. But it is going to be 6.3 seconds from 6th position to the lead, and it continues to grow. Almost a full 2 seconds for Jordan Trask in the clean air. Philip Brewer does not have anything for him so far.
No, and I mean, I think that's clean air. Like I said, from lap 1, I mean, he's just really gotten in front of everybody and wasn't really challenged, so he's just been kind of setting his own pace. And with some of these guys that had to do side-by-side battling, you really burn your stuff up doing that, especially at a place like here where you need to put that little bit of extra wheel in the car to get off the corner.
It's Chris Rude, who's in danger of going a lap down just before pit stops, overshoots 3 and 4. Jordan Trask going to make up a ton of ground on the 32. 79 car won't have clean air for a little bit here once he catches up to that 32 walking and rolling costumes machine. And Matt Shinnowski a little off the pace, but hanging with Tad Dabney, the 9 car, 5 laps down. 31 going to look to the inside.
Yeah, these guys are just, when you've been battling at the back of the pack trying to make passes, it's just so easy to cook your stuff up, and it's hard to recover. But these guys are doing everything they can right before pit stops to keep themselves from going a lap down. That's really all you can do is just, keep fighting the good fight and hope you catch something lucky.
So through your top 10 again here with Jordan Trask. He has led 54 of the 54 completed. Every single lap going to the 79 machine. Philip Brewer, your points leader coming into tonight. Running in the 2nd spot, no laps led. So the top 2 have not changed hands. 3rd position for Noah Michalski. Started in 5th spot. He's gained 2. He's on the right track to be in the podium finish. Bryce Shoemaker doing a fantastic job last time by. He was faster than Noah Michalski by about 0.02 of a second. He is catching up in the long run. Rob Ham, top 5 for the 18, 1 spot gain, and Chuck Sweeting, biggest mover of the race, in 6th position, 8 spots gained. He started back in 14. Justin Ritchie going the wrong way, down 4 into 7th spot. Brandon Wallace just behind that. Solid day. Top 10 car for the 99. Mark Cofield in the 98, running in the 9th position. And rounding out your top 10, it's John Sanu, who's gained 3 from 13.
And I mean, this top 10 is just super spread out. You have a few cars in the middle of it that are kind of close to each other, but it is very spread out here, and I think it's just going to continue to grow that way, especially as we get to these pit stops. Maybe we catch a mistake on pit road, or someone misses it coming to pit road and causes something crazy or a yellow to come out. But with the way this is trending, I don't think anyone has anything for that 79 car right now.
Coming up on pit stops here really soon, about 2 laps or so. With that caution, might extend it a lap or so for this field, but the 79 Trask gets around. This is where that weird spot in this race is going to happen. Who wants to overcut or undercut? I think if you're Jordan Trask, you pit whenever you want.
Oh, we got Philip Brewer coming down pit road right now. He's looking to undercut Jordan Trask. He's trying to get the jump on him with Noah Michalski right behind him.
Michalski, Shoemaker, also have Ritchie down pit road. So a lot of the cars in the top 5 coming down now.
If I'm Jordan Trask, I probably go about 2 laps here. You just want to get the overcut where your tires are that much better than everyone behind you. With a 2.5 second lead going into pit road, I mean, you're not going to bleed that much time. So he's definitely in the driver's seat still.
So Philip Brewer going to come in and take one of the 4 tire sets available here tonight. Noah Michalski looks like he got to his stall very quickly. He might be right at the rear bumper. I think he's going to overtake a couple of these cars. He will.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic pit stop from Michalski. He's very close to Philip Brewer here coming off pit road. And, execution on pit road, that could mean a lot. It could mean seconds on the racetrack. So very good job by Michalski to make up that time and keep himself in contention here as Jordan Trask is still going around looking to make this overcut as big as he possibly can.
Both Shinosky boys down pit road. Austin Belke as well. 14.9 on the pit stop for Belke. It's going to lose him about 7/10 compared to a lot of these cars. Down pit road for 14.1 seconds. Noah Michalski, the fastest in and out of his stall. We also had Chris Rude and Stephen Davis that came down and topped off with fuel. So for drivers that are on that part of the strategy, they can overcut a little bit more than the rest of these guys. But if you're Jordan Trask, you're in a great spot. He might be looking to come to pit road. He had Shinosky to the inside in the 31, and here comes the 79 now.
Yep, I absolutely think that was the perfect time. Once lap traffic starts getting to you, these guys on fresh tires, minimize your time loss. So I think if he can just execute a good pit stop here, he's going to be sitting really pretty. And he's got Chuck Sweeting also pitting right behind him.
75 car down pit road as well. Chuck Sweeting has gained a ton of ground. Looking to maintain that here. I don't know that Sweeting's going to come out in the top 5 as he pitted from the 3rd position. There's Rob Hamp, your current leader.
Yeah, Rob's gonna take this provisional lead as he now coming down to pit road, going the longest out of any of the drivers. Brandon Wallace right behind him. I think Jared Skinner will be following. So I think this should complete our pit cycle. Jordan Trask is off and away with Tad Dabney exiting alongside. It looks like we're going to have a clean pit cycle here. It looks like everyone's done their due diligence. Oh, Judson Curtis still on the racetrack. Maybe looking to catch a lucky yellow here.
Remember, he was the driver that got spun there with contact in the 28 at the beginning of this race. He's going to go an additional lap from the rest of this field. Chris Rude's still out there on the racetrack. If Chris Rude can go one more lap, he might get a lap led.
Every little bit matters, and he's just looking to run this thing out as long as he can. He's going to get that lap led.
So the 32 car going to add a bonus point. Come back around the racetrack. Looks like Chris Rude has been out there on the racetrack for 63 laps. I think right now it's not a matter of if, but when will the 32 come down.
Well, he's staying out yet another lap.
He's going to get one more lap led. But Philip Brewer in the 44 got around Jordan Trask. He will take over the lead in just a moment.
Yep, Philip Brewer is going to have this clean air. And if I was him, I would not be pushing the car very hard. I'd be managing those tires. You know, wait for Trask to get to me before I start thinking about pushing. I know you've got Noah Michalski right behind you, but if you can kind of close up that tire gap that Trask has, I know it's a lot of laps on a tire advantage, but you really got to do everything you can so he can't drive away from you.
About 4 laps on the tire advantage for Jordan Trask. Philip Brewer is 2.5 seconds ahead of him, and last time by, he ran a 28.406 compared to Jordan Trask, 0.4 of a second faster. He is on the way.
It's only going to be it's not when, it's not if, it's when. You know, it's at a track like this, four lap tire advantage. It's a lot, but I think Philip Brewer and Michalski, they can do things to mitigate that. At least, you know, keep him within the same zip code.
Well, it's a perfect opportunity now that we finished the cycle of pit stops. Let's find those volume knobs here on V-Speed. We're going to go radio silent, and we're going to get loud. Presented by FireStorm Racing. And loud, presented by FireStorm Racing. Philip Brewer still your leader here for the time being, but that deficit has trimmed down. Jordan Trask has caught up. It's 1.2 seconds and closing. 44 car on borrowed time. Based off of the laps, I would say Jordan Trask within the next 5 laps is going to be on the back porch of these front 2.
Yeah, and it's going to be, with the tire advantage, you could actually probably run that inside of 1 and 2 and have a much better chance of passing them as opposed to having to get the car to the outside. So he's got a couple different lanes that he can work with here to make these passes.
Top 3 within a second of each other. Now going into 3 and 4. Noah Michalski was challenging for the lead there for a moment, but it looks like the 03 has conceded any battles, maybe into conservation mode to battle with Jordan Trask here for second in just a moment's time. Dakota Floyd, Bradley Cooper up in the V-Speed booth with you. We've been here all season long. Jeff Wright getting the fill in and still making it into the chat. And I guess there's some college football going on. Would like a score update there on that game if you get a chance, Jeff.
And as you saw 1 and 2 there, as we were kind of on board, you saw Noah Michalski get up to the outside wall there, and wonder if that's a product that these guys are on older tires. It's looking, these cars are looking to get a little tight already, and I mean, it's Jordan Trask is hunting them down. It's only a matter of time now.
So the Cornhuskers and the Nittany Lions squared off here tonight, and if I know anything about the Big Ten, both those teams very stacked. Penn State very tough to beat, but we
That's
did.
my hometown. It's my hometown team. I don't watch much football anymore, but
saying
that's
the
gonna be a team
Buckeyes
I'm gonna
are
watch.
the Buckeyes are doing what they need to do every week. So somehow,
As far as I can see, Penn State's been struggling, so I don't know what they're going to do different.
battle for second starting to shape up here. Jordan Trask has caught up within that 5-lap mark that I mentioned. Trask going to look to the inside. 03 and Michalski way up the racetrack here into 1 and 2. Coming down the back stretch. Trask into the dirty air. It looks like it slowed him down a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see he's starting to see the effects of dirty air, something he hasn't had to deal with all race so far. So Philip Brewer definitely needs Michalski to fight this as hard as he can. Force Trask to kind of torch his stuff up a little bit. Make it a lot harder for him to get to the rear bumper if Philip Brewer makes those passes.
Kind of error blocks there on the exit of turn 2. Trask still not able to get to the inside, but might be using the 03 and Michalski to push him a little bit here. Still got plenty of time. 40 laps to go from Phoenix. Philip Brewer, your leader. But this is going to give us an opportunity to give our voices a break. Plenty of racing left to be done here. And chase race number 2. Battle for second. Jordan Trask completes the pass. We're going to take you side by side under green and witness this race. Back with more on V-Speed in just a moment.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Drivers, start your printers.
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Walking and Rolling Costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time. So I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
Welcome back here to our coverage at Phoenix Raceway. Philip Brewer, your leader by 0.7 of a second. We were just talking about it here during the break. It looks like Jordan Trask maybe used up his stuff getting around Noah Mihalski. He is stagnant and stuck at 0.7.
Yeah, I think he maybe just battled his stuff with Noah a little bit too hard. And, you know, with 4-lap tire advantage, I thought he'd have a lot more closing rate than he did. But, you know, only about 0.4 a lap. It's not as much as you would expect. But, I mean, there's still plenty of racing. He could definitely get up there and battle it. But Brewer's looking really good right now. That clean air is helping a lot.
Coming up on 30 laps to go. There's still plenty of time left to do it. If you're Jordan Trask, you probably want to be within a 10th or two with 5 to go. It is so difficult to pass at this racetrack. He's going to need 3 or 4 laps to really figure it out. And he hasn't, like you said, had to deal with dirty air. So he's probably adapting to that. Looks like this time by, Philip Brewer is going to be faster. Let's look at those last time by lap times. Brewer, not by much, but faster. This time, only 100th faster.
Well, at a racetrack like this, those hundredths add up if it's every lap. If it's, you know, 100th here or 200ths there, I mean, that adds up over 30 laps. So I don't know, Trask just needs to find a different lane, get it into some clean air, and try to figure this out. Or maybe use some of the lap traffic that's coming up. Maybe Philip Brewer catches him at a bad place, and, you know, he can catch up to his back bumper.
Last car in the lead lap, Matt Shanoski, would be the first car that these two catch. The 44, Philip Brewer, is within a couple seconds of that. We'll see Matt Shanoski go a lap down in just a moment's time. We stay green. Judson Curtis on next one. Stephen Davis. This is 15th back to 17th as Philip Brewer will come out of the corner. Close battle back here with Rob Hamp and Chuck Sweeting. Chuck Sweeting looking to get into the top 5 as he comes off of 1 and 2. They'll go door to door, dive into 3 and 4. Remember, Hamp making a lot of contact earlier in this race. He's going to pinch on Sweeting. Sweeting giving him the door back.
Yeah, Sweeting's not going to go down without a fight. And he really sends it in towards the pit wall. And the dog leg slides up right in front of him going into turn 1 and is able to make the pass.
Well done there from Chuck Sweeting. He'll come off of 1 and 2. 75 car to the 5th position. He gets a touch.
Man, Rob Hamp is fighting back. I don't think that was intentional, but man, these guys are fighting for every last inch there is on the racetrack.
He ends up having to check up and loses ground. He sees the 75 go sideways. Close call there for Chuck Sweeting. Oh, it's starting to grow. The lead is starting to pull away.
Oh, man. I think Brewer did as I said. You know, he just bided his time. He waited for Trask to get up there. He saved his stuff, and now you're seeing it pay off. He's just kind of driving away now.
It was going to be the 4th win of the season for Trask. Now it's looking like the 6th win for Philip Brewer. Into this chase format, the lead could grow back the other way. Philip Brewer lost the most laps led. 28 laps led for this 44 car. Jordan Trask having 62 of those laps out of 120. And it looks like with the laps left, Brewer just not going to be able to get the most. He needs the race win to maintain that points lead.
Yeah, and I mean, Trask was looking to have a really good points day and close that gap on Philip Brewer, but Philip Brewer showing himself late in this race to have really good long run speed and really do a job of taking care of his stuff, even with the tire deficit.
And I've been really impressed here with Bryce Shoemaker. He's worked his way back to the 4th position where he began this race, but he was as far back as 8th spot at one point. Biding this time. Oh, problems here?
Oh, hard into the wall for Bryce Shoemaker before the entry of turn 1. That right front is definitely broken. I think you just gave him a little bit of the commentator's curse there, Bradley.
That's a hard hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely looks like maybe a toe link on that right front is definitely broken. Definitely some wheel damage on that race car. Oh, that is a very big, very tough break for Bryce Shoemaker.
Still in 4th. He has Chuck Sweeting back there. About 1.5 seconds back with just over 20 laps to go. This time by, Shoemaker ran a 29.154. Sweeting about 0.2 faster. It looks like he will catch up to him.
It doesn't look like it's affecting Bryce Shoemaker's pace entirely too badly, so he might be able to still hold on to 4th, if not. Yeah, it's definitely going to start eating away at that right front, so we're going to see where he ends up on pace at about 10 laps here, but I definitely do think Chuck Sweeting is going to get up here and pass him for the 4th position.
If there's one thing I know about Chuck Sweeting, he probably sensed that. He's kind of a shark with blood in the water. If he sees a weakness, he's going to push even harder to make sure he gets to you. You don't want to let that guy know you made a mistake.
No, absolutely not, especially with how patient he is. He'll wait for 119 laps for you to make a mistake, and when you make it on that last lap, he'll take advantage of it. Definitely one of the most patient drivers I've ever had the pleasure of driving with.
So there it is for your top 5. Back to Chuck Sweeting, then Rob Hamp, Justin Ritchie, John Sanu, Ben Lapter. Up 2 spots in the 10th position.
Yeah, definitely a good day for the 64 car. He's just consistent. He's been in the top 10 all night long. No damage on the race car, so just looking for a good points day here for you. As we get the car in front of him, I think that was Tad Dabney. Yeah, he just hard into the wall off of turn 2 there.
Dabney bounces off the wall on the exit of turn 2 and lets these 2 cars by. Dabney 8 laps down now. It's not been a good day for the driver of the number 9. He's in 19th position. 2 cars off the racetrack. Keith Shoemaker, Michael Muncie. We witnessed Muncie take that early exit, but the lead is stretched back out. 1.3 seconds for Philip Brewer.
Yeah, I think Trash just cooked his stuff up too much trying to catch him, and it's like you said earlier with the whole shark and the blood in the water thing. I think he was a little too overzealous with it. I think he pushed his stuff too hard too soon, and you're starting to see that pay off for Brewer here. He really took good care of his stuff, and now he's just growing out to his 2.5 seconds.
And it was the execution on pit road. Down the lane, 47.9. He made up 1/10 second over Jordan Trask, who had 48 flat. 14.3 in the box, though, for Trask. He got a good pit stop. But Philip Brewer, overall, in and out of pit road, just a little bit quicker. And then you add on that 3-4 laps that Jordan Trask stayed out on the racetrack. Brewer was able to make up ground on him. We were talking about just around 2 seconds to lead before pit stops. Trask loses all that time because Philip Brewer on fresh tires, he's probably a full second faster than the 79 car for those 4 laps, and that's where all that time is lost. Then you add in the dirty air. The 79 had to work hard to get around Noah Michalski. Noah Michalski in the 3rd spot, still holding strong, 1.2 seconds. And honestly, we were talking about this just a moment ago with the contact with the wall, but Bryce Shoemaker is still faster and matching lap times with Noah Michalski. He hits the wall again.
I really thought that would have eaten his tires away, but it looks like it is not affecting him at all. He's just continuing to push this race car. Maybe, get himself on the podium. It's not out of the question.
1.2 seconds to 3rd to 4th place. Bryce Shoemaker definitely on pace here to catch up. But last time by, he lost a 10. And that last touch with the wall, that might have done it in on that right front.
Let's certainly hope not. See Bryce Shoemaker get up here and battle for this last spot on the podium. Just it'd be tremendous to be able to fight through that damage and get up there. But it looks like he washes way out in turn 3, and I think you're right. I think it might be finally affecting the right front of that race car.
Chuck Sweeting starting to gain there that time by about 0.2 a lap. 1 caution, 4 lead changes. Under 20 laps to go, approaching 10 to go. This time by lap 109. The 44 of Philip Brewer looks to get his 6th win of the season. The hot, sticky desert in the Mojave. Bryce Shoemaker trying to catch up.
I'll tell you what, though. Look at that lead. It's shrunk. Trask has gained about 0.3 on him while we were looking at the rest of the field. He's looking like he's got pace to catch up to him. Maybe it's the lap traffic that's in the way, kind of compromising Philip Brewer's line. But Jordan Trask is catching up. It's under a second right now.
It's trimming down a little bit there. It's under a second, 0.9. 10 to go. When we cross the stripe. I think he's okay. I think it was lap traffic that was kind of interfering there. And remember, Trask has to do the same thing. He has to navigate the same lap traffic.
You're absolutely right. And he's now clear of it. And let's see if he can either maintain this gap or continue to close it. I mean, if he takes a 10th of the lap, he could get to him, but it looks like it's grown out. And I think you're right. It's just that lap traffic was compromising Philip Brewer's race line. So looks like he's back to where he was.
Johnson New going to battle with Jared Skinner in the closing laps. It's less than 0.2 here as they come out of turn 4 into the dog leg, crossing that stripe for that 10 to go mark. And here's a dive to the inside in 1 and 2. Johnson New looking for 8.
Big send into turn 1 there to get side by side with Jared Skinner. And as long as he has a clean turn 3 here, he'll probably take it away. But Jared Skinner with a massive run, they're gonna be side by side going through 3. Not going to be clear. John gets tight and almost washes up into Jared Skinner, and Jared Skinner's going to hold on for another lap.
They cut all the way to the inside pit wall. He'll stay side by side in a 1 and 2. Skinner going to use that outside advantage. Not clear yet.
Not yet, but Jared Skinner's going to get a huge run. John gets a little loose off of turn 2, and he's going to lose some of that time, and Jared's going to be clear going into turn 3.
Back to the drawing board for the 86. 1.2 seconds, still your lead. Chuck Sweeting has caught up to the 54, Bryce Shoemaker.
It looks like Bryce is really struggling with that race car now, and Chuck he's there. He's looking to take away P4, and it's more likely going to happen here in the next couple laps. Not likely to cut that dog leg. You could just see Bryce Shoemaker just he's washing up in that corner a little bit. That right front starting to eat away, and Chuck just has so much more momentum going through the center of that corner.
6 laps left here. Philip Brewer crossing that stripe for lap 115. A lot of lap traffic around here. The trend in the chase and in the later part of this season is a late race caution. That's the only thing I think puts Jordan Trask back into this hunt.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I mean, if we get a late race caution here, there's quite a few guys up here that have really good short run speed. So you can see these guys scrap it out if we get a yellow here in the next couple laps.
5 to go.
Now Philip Brewer's got 3 lap cars crowding his racetrack here. He's really got to work at this. Chuck Sweeney goes for a massive send into turn 1 to get around Bryce Shoemaker here.
Didn't quite get the entry. He'll get the exit, have the advantage down the backstretch. Backs up the entry into 3 and 4. We might see him to the inside here on Shoemaker. Shoemaker's going to try to cut this dog leg, guarantee it.
Yeah, he's going to try to cut it as much as his race car will let him. Chuck Sweeten holding on to the bumper here. He's going to look for a run out of turn 2 here. Hopefully maybe get to his inside for turn 3. Not going to quite be there. He's not going to be able to make that move. Yeah, Philip Brewer, he's still got 2 lap cars in his way. It's gonna be tough here.
With that lap traffic, lead down to 8/10 with 2 to go.
It's just not enough time. I mean, Trask needs something catastrophic to happen with these lap cars for him to have a chance here.
Two to go at the mark.
Oh man, Philip Brewer's just right in the middle of him. This lap car sitting right in front of him, getting dirty air. Jordan Trask able to clear. Oh man.
It looks like it might be over.
Oh, little wiggle for Philip Brewer. Tries to get to the inside. He's struggling a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Trask to get to him. White flag.
One more time around here from Phoenix. Looking for the 6th win. He'll get clear of Cofield. He'll drive it in to 1 and 2. Chuck Sweeting is still not completing the pass on Bryce Shoemaker, who found another gear to pull it back out to 7/10, but off of 3 and 4. In just a moment, Philip Brewer is going to find his way to victory lane the 6th time this season for the Challenger Series. Philip Brewer is victorious at Phoenix.
What an absolutely fantastic drive from Philip Brewer to overcome that 4-lap tire deficit that he had to Jordan Trask. He did an absolutely amazing job, and I mean, just to be able to put that second half of the race together, I mean, it just shows how important pit stop execution is.
Chuck Sweeting ends up coming home 5th, and not a lot of close battles on this racetrack to finish this thing out, as we only had 1 caution on lap number 3. Philip Brewer going to burn it down here on the front stretch.
I mean, it's just looking like an absolute dominant season for the 44. It's with the gap that he's now made in the points. These guys are going to have to put together some really perfect races and kind of put him back further in the field, and in hopes that they can close this point gap up in these last couple of weeks.
Post-race interviews with your top 3. We're going to get those final race results first. You are watching the Saturday Night Racing League. Philip Brewer, victorious here. Back with post-race coverage of race number 2 of the chase, right after this.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
To keep pace with the ever-changing landscape of marketing and advertising, let Clark Print Shop help you spot the trends and keep you in front of the pack with all your color printing needs. From business cards to invitations, menus to mugs, we can print anything you need on paper or your choice of over 3,000 promotional items. Visit www.clarkprintshop.com to browse our online catalog and place your order today, or call us at 276-889-3426. For a limited time, use the code iRacing for 23% off your first purchase. The staff at Clark Print Shop looks forward to handling all your color printing needs.
Walking and Rolling Costumes started when my son Reese was born with cancer.
So when I was 3 years old, I got my first wheelchair.
And he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween that year. And so I knew you couldn't buy a costume to go on a wheelchair at that time. So I knew I had to build one.
My dad ended up building a Wall-E costume out of a Dell computer box.
When we were all finished, he loved it. We took pictures of it and shared it on social media. So many people started sharing it that we started getting requests from people we didn't know.
In 2015, we decided to build them for other kids because people were asking, hey, can you build them for my kid?
So we started the nonprofit organization, Walking and Rolling Costumes, and we build costumes for kids all over the nation, free of charge to the families.
JS Racing. We're in.
Back here live. Saturday Night Racing League has concluded chase race number 1 for the Challenger Series, number 2 rather, for the Challenger Series. Phoenix Raceway dominated by Jordan Trask in the first half. Philip Brewer overcoming a 4-lap deficit on tires. He will find his way to victory lane for the 6th time this season. Final race results up on your screen. You can see there the top 2 changing hands, but then it's Noah Michalski who gains 2 spots to finish to the 3rd position. Bryce Shoemaker, with all that right front damage, hangs on to a top 5. And then it's Chuck Sweeting with most positions gained, 9 spots to get up here to the 5th position. Congratulations to the 75. Rob Hamp finishing in 6th spot. And you have Justin Ritchie, Jared Skinner, John Sanu, and Ben Lapter for the top 10.
And then just outside your top 10, Austin Belke gaining 9 spots today. Big run for him up to 11th with Brandon Wallace. Dropping a few here at the end of the race here, down to 12th after starting at 9th. Mark Cofield holding on for 13th with Tim Shanowski in the 41, gaining 2 positions here today after starting in 16th. Stephen Davis hanging out in the just hanging on to the top 15 there after starting 18th. Judson Curtis in 16th. Matt Shanowski in 17th. Chris Root 18th with Tad Dabney finishing 9 laps down 19th. Keith Shoemaker finishing 72 laps down in 20th.
One more car to talk about. It was an early exit there for Michael Muncy in the 21st position. Started in 7th, and the bad luck continues as another DNF for the 19. But now it's time to go to victory lane. The first driver we're going to talk to is Philip Brewer. 6th time that we've talked to him from victory lane in season number 3. And it looks like now you can breathe a little bit easier going into the chase race number 3 at Talladega. Man, how about that? You come over a 4-lap difference in tires and make up 2.5 seconds there with the short pitch strategy. Philip, excellent job to come out here and win this thing.
Thanks, man. I mean, I kind of figured the short pit was going to be the strategy there because time's kind of flattened out after 20, 25 laps. So Jordan was coming quicker than I thought he would, though. I was hoping Noah would hold him up a bit more, but it kind of worked out after he got past him. I was able to match his times there.
We go back to the beginning of this race. You were in that dirty air. Do you think that maybe because Jordan hadn't experienced that yet, that maybe that interfered and helped you kind of maintain your car?
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, he even said something there when we were in the lobby together that kind of was screwing with him, and it was a major factor tonight. I mean, it's always hard to pass at Phoenix, but I felt like it was even harder than usual today to pass.
Yeah, Jordan getting stuck in that traffic and burning up his tires a little bit more than he probably wanted to. You maintained 0.6 of a second there with the lap traffic. You put yourself in victory lane for the 6th time this season. Congratulations, Philip Brewer. It's looking really good here to claim this championship. Handful of races left. Anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out my FireStorm teammates. It's been fun race with them. Shout out V Speed for all these great broadcasts you guys put on. Thanks to all the SNR admins. I know they put in a lot of work and have fun every Saturday.
Making that paint scheme look good. Continuing the trend. We'll see you in about an hour when we go racing at Richmond.
Yep, I'll see you.
Philip Brewer victorious here, 6th time in the Challenger Series. Congratulations to him. And now we have Dakota Floyd, who is caught up with your 2nd place finisher. It's Jordan Trass in the number 79. A break.
Yeah, I'm down here with Jordan here, Bradley. And Jordan, I know that first half of the race you had all that clean air. You were looking really dominant, and the car was driving really well for you. What was the call there? Did you think staying out that long you were going to be able to catch those guys a lot faster, or what was your mindset there?
Yeah, I thought I'd catch up to him a little easier with slightly fresher tires. Unfortunately, I was a bit slow on my pit entry, and so it made my job even harder. I wish I practiced that a bit more. Overall, this is one of my least favorite ovals, and I've never had much success here. So coming here and putting in a lot of practice and ended up with the pole and leading the most laps. Overall, pretty happy, but unfortunately, the one person I'm following in the points is the one person that beat me. So that gap's going to get larger, and I'm just going to have to get lucky, I guess, at Talladega.
Yeah, it's definitely tough when you have, you can see the points deficit. It's not too difficult to overcome, but when you see the one guy you need to beat, the only car in front of you, it's definitely hard to overcome. But you did an excellent job getting the bonus points you needed, and we're going into Talladega. What do you think's going to happen here in the chase for you?
Well, it's been about 7 months since I've managed to finish a super speedway race, so I'm hoping for some luck, and maybe I can get to the end of one of them. I didn't get to participate in either of the ones this season. I was out camping because they were on holidays in the summer, and so I wasn't here for those races, but hopefully I can get some luck going for me at Talladega, and if that happens, maybe I can fight for that championship with Philip.
Well, definitely look forward to seeing you guys, the whole field, duke it out at Talladega and see you can overcome one of the hardest races in the season to be consistent at. And, well, Jordan, you did a great job tonight. You kept the car in 2nd place to mitigate the points lost to Philip. Who do you got to shout out tonight?
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the broadcast. Can't wait to watch it back, and thanks to everyone at SNR who puts these races on. It's always fun to run them every week. This Challenger Series has been super clean. Another race where we practically went caution-free, one incident right off the bat, but it's always fun running them, and thanks to Joseph and everybody at GTM that helps me practice and get better every week.
All right, Jordan. Well, we definitely appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you at Talladega, hopefully with a clean race car at the end of the race.
Sounds good. See you then.
2nd place finisher Jordan Trass, and I know we're still getting used to it here, Dakota. We I think we've stepped on each other's toes at least once or twice tonight, but we're working on it.
Just working out the kinks.
Yeah. Well, we finally have one more driver to talk to here, and it is your 3rd place driver, Noah Mahalski. Noah, I know that for you this was a race of just battle as hard as you can. Work your way through the field, a little bit deeper in the field to start this thing off than you probably wanted to be. And so when you come into a race like this, the mentality of how tough it is to pass and working around guys, you did what you needed to do. You executed perfectly on pit road. Congratulations on the top 3.
Yeah, thank you, Bradley. I don't know. I mean, track position was definitely a big thing tonight. It was just incredibly hard to pass. Car was super tight all night. I was trying to shift in the corners I was talking with Philip and then Trass. They weren't, so I don't know. I just felt like that was the only way to get the car to rotate. Only way we could try to keep up with them. We were quick but not fast. Just not able to hang with them all night.
When you look at Dirty Air and guys that were used to driving in it all night long, and then you take a guy that led the first half of the race and throw him into the back of the field. It seemed like if you had had clean air, Noah, maybe you could have rotated that car and done what you wanted to do.
Yeah, maybe you should have put it a lap sooner. I don't know. It's all kind of said and done now. Don't really want to worry about what ifs. Finish third, so I guess that's better than where we've kind of been finishing. So,
well, you got the survival race next week and the wild card. You've also got some Cup Series action coming up here at Richmond in just a moment's time. But before we get to all that, who made it possible for this 03 car to finish on the podium tonight?
Well, I mean, I'd like to thank the guys back at the shop, back at Quick Lane. Prepared the car, got it all ready to go, Mr. Cooper. Then Ford Performance, like the hat says there, got to rep the brand. All you guys in the booth, everybody at V-Speed, do a great job every week putting on these broadcasts for us, so we can go out there and have fun, and probably be watching this one back. Then all the league sponsors too. Want to thank all of them. This wouldn't be possible without all of them.
No, Mahalski, congratulations. We'll see you in about 45, 50 minutes when we go racing in short track in Virginia. But till then, buddy, take care.
All right, sounds good.
It's Noah Mahalski, third place here at Phoenix, and that wraps it up for us here. That's another great race and one caution, 4 lead changes, and long race strategy, 1 pit stop, finishes it all out at Phoenix Raceway. But you know what? We have another race coming up here that we need to talk about. Dakota, I don't know what you have in store for us. You were just kind of hoping to not get ran over at this one.
Yeah, Richmond's definitely one of the tougher racetracks, especially in this high horsepower Gen 4 car. So it's going to have to be either a lot of give and take, or guys are just going to kind of get thrown into the fence. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to make passes here, but it's going to be a lot of fun in these cars.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's action of the Saturday Night Racing League and the Challenger Series. If you did, we have continuous coverage all the way through to the end of the season. We'll also be covering the Saturday Night Racing League and the Cup Series in just a moment's time, all the way to the end of the season. And if you're feeling a little bit bored in between this, we also have some oval racing for the Misfit Touring Series. Morgan Cook will be covering that, filling in for Jeff Wright here this week. For Adam Baker and everybody that helped make this possible. Jeff Wright, the admin team, our other owners, Eddie Smith and Morgan Cook. This is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Phoenix Raceway. We're going to see you in just about 50 minutes time. Stay tracking, everybody.